Welcome to a Fortnight on the Isle, my bi-weekly update series. I can't say that the start of 2026 has been exactly what I wanted. It's been pretty tough. This fortnight in particular, I've been so preoccupied that I actually forgot about this video, literally at like 11:40 p.m. last night compared to the normal 8 a.m. today that this video would have come out. 11:40 last night was when I realized that I had not made this video yet. This week, well, everything about the past month has been a doozy, but I just forgot about the video, so I apologize for that. But here we are now, right after getting home from church, mind you. I came down, made my notes, recording this now. I don't think today's video is going to be that long. Maybe for once I can have a short Fortnight on the Isle. I will do my best. But fortunately, unlike, the real life stuff, my reading has mostly been great this month, so let's start by talking about my reading, just like I normally do, starting off with the fact that I did read, or rather finished, The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas, and this thing smacked me like a freight train. The very last line of the last chapter of this book, not counting the 1 or 2 page epilogue. That last line is my last line or my favorite closing line in all of fiction at this point, even surpassing my previous favorite one, which was basically a closing line from Les Miserables a few years ago when I read that. So that should put into perspective how impactful this was for me, and emotionally so, it was very impactful. I won't go too deep into that here in this video. I will do a review for that in February, and I'll be able to talk about it there. I don't feel like getting in the feels today, so we'll move right on to the next book that I should have had finished by now, or that I really, really wanted to have finished. That is Sphere by Michael Crichton, the second book in this little omnibus that I have. I was able to start this. It has started off great. I'm only about halfway through part 2, though. I should have been at least through part 2, if not much further than that by now, but the last couple of mornings I have not had the opportunity to read, or rather I had a little bit of opportunity one of those mornings, but again, with some other stuff going on in my real life, it just did not end up happening. But I do plan to finish that this week. That's basically the only reading plans that I have this week, is finishing that. I mean, I have another book that I plan to start, but we'll see how long it takes me to finish Sphere by now. On the short story front, there was a story that I was going to actually read this morning before I got to church, but I once again slept in too late to do it. It is a secret, though. It's something from Christopher Rocchio. I'm not going to say anything more about it, but it is something that I'm going to be reading and very excited about. I love vague posting about this stuff to you guys. It's so fun to keep you in the dark. And then on the manga side as well, over the last fortnight. So in fact, I did read all of the deluxe volume 3 of Girl from the Other Side. That would have been last week, and it was very good. Volumes, what would they be? 6 and 7? Or rather 7 and 8, sorry, were incredible. 9 didn't precisely do what I wanted it to do. It focused a little bit more on the human side of things rather than the other character side of things, and I wasn't as into that. Plus, it got a little confusing with some of its lore reveals and drops that I was like, I'm not sure about this. But overall, that omnibus was great. And in addition to volume 3, I did read most of volume 4 as well. I read the last 2 official volumes of the manga, volumes 10 and 11, and bittersweet ending, I must say. There are some aspects of those last couple volumes that I feel like turned their wheels just a little bit much, and weren't as efficient as they probably should have been. Kind of said the same thing in circles a couple of times, but once again, kind of like Three Musketeers, basically the close of this, the closing little monologue of sorts, was again very emotionally impactful for me. And now all I have left is the little bonus 12th volume, which is just a handful of side story stuff from not within the main plot of the series, more on the cozier side of things. Deluxe Volume 1 featured a lot more of, and I'm probably going to be reading that today after I get all of the videos that I need edited because I need a little bit of relative coziness at this point in my life. It has been a doozy, but that is all that I have to say about the reading. So that's actually going to take us into the bi-weekly gaming. I'm actually going to do this in the recording a little bit different to save me editing time so that I can get this out a little bit quicker. I did not play anything this fortnight, but I did at least I do at least have planned to actually play this Fortnite. The thing that I talked about last time, and that is playing Alan Wake Remastered for a Let's Play on the second channel. That is something that I am actually going to get recorded this fortnight. I would have liked to get it done last fortnight, but I've been falling behind on some things, and now this time it can actually happen, and it will actually basically need to happen this fortnight if the Let's Plays is going to start publishing in February like I have it planned. So that is everything on the gaming front. As for the bi-weekly cinema, we'll stay over here and just hide myself for a little bit and unveil these. I went and watched Marty Supreme in the theaters over this fortnight like I'd planned to. Great movie, but it was not the most fun viewing experience on a personal level, of which we'll talk a little bit more about tomorrow. And speaking of that, because there's nothing that I inherently have planned to actually be watching these next couple weeks besides a handful of basketball games, because I've been getting into that, that's actually going to take us right directly into the upcoming releases. So that means that I can switch back to, that's the wrong screen, this screen over here, and actually talk about some releases. And I actually have thumbnails to show off for once in my life for most of these videos. I think there's 2 of them that I still need to get made, and I don't think I'm going to take the time to actually make those before I edit this video. I should have made those thumbnails yesterday, but once again, I forgot. So we'll just do this how we're going to do it. This week I have 4 videos planned to come out, and then next week I have 5 videos planned. So a handful of these I still need to get edited. I'll get all those edited today, but tomorrow on the 19th will be Movie Magic episode 14, where I talk about Marty Supreme, where I actually review that film. I was originally going to actually post that next week, but I decided after watching it and based off of a couple other decisions for Wednesday's video that I would just get it out tomorrow. So that is what I am going to do. That's one of the thumbnails that I didn't get to have made. On Tuesday the 20th on the main channel will be a review of Rose of Jericho by Alex Grecian. So that'll be my, second review of the year or something like that. On the 21st, this Wednesday on the second channel will be my first of 3 best of 2025 videos for the second channel, where I'll be doing my 2025 film of the year. I'll be ranking all 10 of the 2025 movie releases that I actually watched in theaters, as well as a few theatrical re-releases that I include in there. So that will be coming out on Wednesday. The reason why Marty Supreme review is coming out tomorrow is because I'm actually including that within the best of on Wednesday, even though I didn't see it until January. None of the theaters that I have anywhere remotely near me were even showing it until January. So, I'm just counting it for last year because next week, never mind. Thursday, the 22nd on the main channel will be part 2 of my 2025 reading tier list. So that will also be happening this week. As for next week, Monday the 26th on the second channel will be the second best of video, but that will be my 2025 album of the year video. I'll be talking about my top 25 albums of 2025 and my top 10 EPs. There will be like 5 honorable mentions for the EPs and then another 15 honorable mentions for the album. So really it's like my top 40 and top 15, but that video will be coming out on Monday. On Tuesday the 27th on the main channel will be my next review of the year. That'll be covering The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, which was a very surprising inclusion. I didn't think that I would actually be getting that read anytime soon, but then I randomly slammed it into the very end of 2025, and it worked out. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday, reviewing it on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the 28th, will be the third and final best of 2025 video for the second channel, and that will be my game of the year list. As much as you can consider it a game of the year list, I only played like 3 brand new 2025 releases last year. It might have only technically been 2, depending on how you want to count it. So there's only a handful of games that I really talk about in there. Most of the rest of that video is talking about the 2025 games that I really wanted to play, that I was really sad to have missed and not had time for, because 2025, I didn't have time for anything. It was a crazy year. But that will be coming out Wednesday. On Thursday, the 29th, will be a very late and final 2025 book haul video on the main channel, where I'll be going over all the physical books that I got in July through December of 2025, because I was doing book hauls and then I kind of got away from myself and wasn't really enjoying what I was doing with those. I wasn't really liking the format. Then I decided that I would hold off and only make book hauls when I felt like I had enough stuff to show off, and it was only going to be physical stuff, because I started talking about digital stuff and it was like, this doesn't work. So I stopped doing those, and then the rest of 2025 disappeared, and I didn't do any hauls, and I lost track of what I had and had not obtained in those months. So I went through and actually did that work, and that video will be coming out next Thursday. Finally, on Friday the 30th, this will be the last video of January 2026. On the second channel will be another gaming-related video. It will be basically the inaugural episode of The Game Grind, so kind of like the book binge over on the main channel, but it'll be a series for the second channel, and that video will be talking about the top 10 games that I plan to play in 2026. So some games that I missed in 2025 will be on that list. A couple of older titles that I want to replay for purposes of video content will be on that list. There will be one 2026 video game that I know is on that list, but overall I just go over the things that I hope to be able to play this year, given how little gaming I did in 2025, and I'm excited about that video. So that is the upcoming releases. We'll go ahead and close this out with me letting you know kind of what's going on for this last fortnight, the last couple weeks of the month leading into February. Kind of like I already said, the past month from like mid-December up through now has been arguably the hardest of my life, at least since high school. Maybe not the actual hardest, but at least since high school on like a personal level. A lot of things have really taken turns in ways that has been very difficult, but continuing to have this creative outlet and everything that I'm doing here to keep me occupied has been really good, and I've been enjoying being able to make all of these videos. My January video schedule I did not think was going to be anywhere near this intense a month ago, but it's turned out to be really, really nice. I still have some work to do, however, such as like 5 of those videos that I talked about coming out this fortnight need to be edited. I plan to edit all of those today as soon as I am done with this video. But following all of that, these next couple weeks are going to be spent doing a little bit more preparatory video stuff. So I'll be spending this week getting a lot of stuff done for February, like finishing all the book binge video notes and getting some of those recorded for the relevant episodes in February. And then I also have that Alan Wake Let's Play that I plan to record hopefully this week. It might be next week, but it'll be sometime pretty soon, and I'm probably going to be doing that testing with some new equipment that I have coming. I ordered a green screen recently because I realized I could do a green screen to improve State of Affairs as well as Fortnite on the Isle to some degree, and some other stuff, including, you know, some of my gaming content on the second channel. So it'll probably be that Let's Play that I test out the green screen. Really excited for that. And then after I have all that stuff recorded this week, I'll be, you know, spending the rest of January, obviously editing those videos, but for the most part, I'll be spending time rearranging the office a little bit, actually. So some steps with that is I'll be moving this desk out just a little bit, so the background isn't going to change like too horribly much, but it's also going to be very noticeable. My desk is going to move out a good bit. I'm going to be moving this main shelf that's right behind me here over to the left side of the camera frame on the wall over here. Then I'm going to be like temporarily transporting these littler shelves plus another one of these big shelves that I have over here, like to the other corner of the room, the hallway, my bedroom, while I get another shelf built into the corner, because I have a new corner shelf that's like meant to be a corner shelf that I got alongside the green screen that I'm going to build and put back there, and I'll need space to actually do that, hence needing to move the desk and everything out of the way, all that stuff, and then I'll be finishing the setup. My plan is to have that corner shelf back there, these bigger shelves in the corners over here, and then the littler shelves in between them, so that I can continue to have these posters hanging up in between the bigger shelves above the little ones. So that's my idea. It might be a little bit tight fit on this wall. I only have like maybe a ½ inch or an inch of wiggle room to work with as far as space for the poster to hang. So fingers crossed that all works out. If it doesn't work out that way, we'll see what happens. I might have to make some very last minute backup plans. But between, you know, the new background and some minor desk adjustment as well to accommodate for the new background because I want to have some of this a little bit better. I want to put my camera frame a little bit lower to see a little bit more of the shelves. We'll see what I get done, but I have high hopes for how this is going to turn out and how it's going to set the tone for my 2026, because I've had this setup going on for approaching 2 years now. It's been a little over a year and a half, and I felt like I needed a little bit of change after how much change has happened in my personal life recently, and I'm hoping that the rest of the year goes better than it started for me. But in either case, thank you for watching this video. Sorry to kind of implicitly complain about things all the time. Things will turn around though, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the developments of things go, including like the next time I do one of these Fortnights on the Isle, I should theoretically be doing it with the green screen, so I might not have to have this entire background in the frame for that video anymore. We shall see, like I said, but I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. Thank you for watching one final time. This didn't end up as short as I would have liked for it to, because that never happens, because I just never know how to stop talking. But for now, I have been your host, King Crusoe. You can call me KC, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.